I want to go to that break and hold the break.
No meetings, no meeting mail, no appointments. So the first under business, we have wage and classification. I know we've gone through last month with
We can
ranking them.
do page one of the handout. You review the golf professional, the assistant superintendent, director of golf, and course superintendents. And we came to the conclusion that the golf professional is a grade 7. The assistant superintendent is a grade 10. The director of golf is a grade 11. And the course superintendent is a grade 14. If you want a little more detail on the golf professionals, the number I put in individual points was based on the evaluation of by Dana. The 344.
I make a motion to approve it.
344.
I'll second it.
Good, all in favor?
Aye.
We approve all of them?
All right?
We approve all of them?
All of them, approve all of them. I mean, we went through this, we
Yeah.
actually, now we're not going to change it.
Right, we went to the other ones last year anyway, correct?
Right, all the others were
Yep.
updated.
I think the golf cart lease, I know, I saw some emails going back and forth just.
Yeah, the handout on number 2 has a memo that Dana put out explaining it. We originally approved a 5-year lease for the remaining 16 carts and a flatbed cart. And the payments were $99.32, but that was a lease in which we would turn the golf carts back in after 5 years. And normally we would have a 5-year lease and a $1 buyout, which is called a capital lease. And the capital lease is actually $14,732. So if we're going to do it, it'd be roughly a $5,000 increase over 5 years. First payment will be in FY22 on July 1.
So the 99 is what we've been planning on.
Right.
Now that's saying.
That's what we approved originally.
Yeah.
The new budget proposal that we have, I have the increase in.
The 5 payments of $5,000 is $25,000.
Right.
Up to you.
I'll make a motion that we approve the increase.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Greenfield. I know we discussed about potential $2 almost across the board increase.
Except for residents.
Correct.
Yeah. Let me walk you through this. Page 3 is the plan that we had for FY20. It came to $1,364,730. And page 4 is, on the right-hand side, is what we actually produced. Revenue all the way down to the, on the left side, 1,465,929. Now that was a year where it was a good summer, and we actually came in a little, almost 100,000 above our plan. So, and this year, with the COVID-19 issue and a lot of captive golfers, we're doing even better than that. But we agreed in our December meeting to hold the revenue plan to the same as we did in FY20 until we understand what's going on with the COVID-19.
All right, so we're gonna hold the $2 until,
Well, no.
No?
Let me continue.
okay?
So that's suggesting that when I got the budget proposal from Steve and Dana, if we hold the 1645 plan, we don't have enough money to balance the budget. So then Manny and I made a discussion with Dana about possibly making a green speed increase. It's been 2 years since we had any increase whatsoever. And so what I did is we kicked around a proposal of $2. So what I did on page 4, I went down all of the individual specific green speed variations and add $2 to it. So page 5 shows that. For example, on the Tuesday day special, we had 919 800, let me get the number, 618 rounds on Tuesday.
Okay.
See it? So I add that round in and went all the way down the line, Thursday, Friday, weekday twilights, Monday special, Wednesday special, twilights, weekday, non-weekday residents, special 9 holes, ladies league, non-weekend regular green speed, and outings. Not counting resident rates, and a total came to 17,484 rounds, times $2, so we have a chance to increase the revenue to 34,968. Then we look at the leagues, the non-resident weekend 9-hole, and non-resident weekend 9-hole. We have total of 10,000 rounds. Total of 6,173 rounds, which come to 12,346, with a grand total of 47,314 potential. If you add that to the 1,364 plan, you come up to 1,407 or 1,405. And if we do that, we would balance the budget, which is on page 6. Page 6 on FY22 is the request that Steve and Dana put forth, minus an adjustment to get it under that 140, in that same ballpark, 1,405. Things we have to do, we have to cut out the capital projects. Normally we'd have like 20,000 in there. Last year we cut it out because of the unknown of the COVID-19. And this year, if we cut it out, we need to cut that out. And we made an adjustment on the R&M equipment for maintenance. Steve proposed 30, we cut it back to 25. And see any other ones, man? Basically, that's it. And we said that we would take those potential expenses, and if we need to take them out at the 100,000 reserve.
did see your other email with Julie about the balance remaining in a separate article. That, my experience, since it's voted as a separate article, that does not close out until we would vote to say that we were, if we were ever done with it. So that will certainly keep carrying forward the balance remaining.
Okay, so that's, right now, so that means we would have almost 100 plus the 80,000.
Right, so if we had, say, a piece of equipment or something like that, that would squeeze this, we'd have that pool of money already appropriated and
Right.
approved to dip into.
Okay, good. So we should be in pretty good shape.
I don't think so. Yes. You know, and I know the town will have to justify, you know, when it comes time to, justifying a projected increase in revenue, but I think this is very fair, showing several years in a row, it's been higher than the plan. And using a conservative summer of Browns times $2 is where we're coming from, so I think the backup information is there as well.
Now, the budget proposal on page 6 includes all the salaries are in at the 2% anticipated adjustment, does not require any recommendation we might have regarding individual.
And we include also the assistant, right?
It's not in,
Not in,
the 2%.
just 2%?
Right, the recommendations we made for Isaac, Kevin, and Dana are not above anything above the 2%.
No, because, only because when I'm looking, say, like salaries, director of golf,
Yep.
it has the 5.6 up in the right-hand column. And then if you look up at the top, what Kevin would be assistant superintendent.
Okay, all right, no, that's my mistake. I need to, we can either leave it like that, or we need to go before the big board of selectmen. You're right, I did vote it.
But at least it fits the figure at the bottom. And so it's kind of a two-step process is going, you know, we just
Right.
voted to endorse where we think they should be on, like, what
Right,
category. So, I mean, it can't hurt to budget for that, assuming that
okay,
the selectmen would approve it and then put them on the stuff that we recommend. And
okay.
then, worst case, we back down from here.
So,
It's probably better than being the other way, wanting to
Right.
endorse it and then looking to have it increase
then
it.
you're in trouble.
So I think we're probably okay with it being reflected. In the worst case, it's a little bit more than we need. But if the plan goes forward, then it's already there and it fits the bottom line of $1,405,000. The way I would look at it.
I would too, because you don't want to get these proposals out
Right.
before it gets approved.
Well, exactly. You could either do it this way or just put one line down the bottom, you know, salary goals for classification. But I mean, I think we can justify it by saying, if what we just voted on is ultimately approved by the selectmen and enacted, this would be the dollar amount that we would need.
Okay, so we need to vote on the potential Green Street increase.
That starts right away in,
Pardon?
that will start the beginning of our season?
I would think so.
Okay.
Normally does.
Huh?
Normally does.
Okay. All right.
If Dana can get it organized. It depends on when we open. We were hoping to open, with the weather was good, as early as March 1st, so that's Monday, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
No, but maybe the following week it looks.
Maybe.
You know, yeah, well, we'll see.
So again, we're looking at $2 increase, no increase to the residence rate, and no increase to the juniors.
You want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept that.
Second.
Seconded by Bob, so all in favor?
We need a motion to submit the FY22 budget as stated.
So the rate increase tied right into what we were looking at already on page 6, right? Justifying our revenue.
Right.
Working with Dana and Steve, we can come to the $1,405,000 $405,119.
Make a motion to approve it.
Does anybody have a motion to approve $1,405,119 as our request?
So moved.
Moved by Manny,
Yeah.
seconded by John.
Yep.
All in favor? For the isolation valve replacement.
Page 7 has a couple emails back and forth between Steve and myself. Manny and I met with Steve and we made a recommendation definitely to go ahead with replacing the main isolation valve that kind of divides the golf course in two. It's located behind green, 13th green. The cost to replace that valve would be like $4,300. And Steve came back with a recommendation that it would be nice if you could eliminate, you can divide the golf course into threes. And came back with two other ones where the valve on number 4 fairway and number 7 rough. And that would, for a total of 12,016, it would divide the golf course into 3 sections. If we need to do that further along, we can address that later. And I asked Steve how long that would take and whether we need to close the golf course to do that. And he said, you definitely need to close it. Or reduce move the tees up. So like the number 4, he says, move the tees all the way up to the sand trap, which would make like a par 3.
Yeah.
So we can either, 13 is behind the green, so he can do that without interference.
Right.
4 definitely, he's saying moving the tee up, and on 7, I'm not sure what he wants to do.
Now, where is 7? Where's the control?
He said in the rough on the 7, I don't know exactly where.
Did he mention how long it would take him to complete that operation?
4 days.
He said 3 to 4 days, once he gets everything mobilized.
I don't know if it's the right side or the left side.
I don't. But either way, it sounds like, of course, that whole.
I wouldn't close, I'm against closing. I mean, let, as long as the people know coming in that hole 4 will be a par 3 for 4 days or whatever, that's not a problem.
Yeah, but will they be working on in that area where they make it?
They be on back, we put the green on the front of the sand trap in the middle,
Yeah, right.
and the valve is on the other side.
So
towards the green.
wherever they're going to be working, it wouldn't interfere
Wouldn't
with
be working, no.
the play.
It wouldn't.
No,
So I'm
unless they
I'm
overshoot
concerned
the
about
green.
somebody getting hurt.
But that's a
you
long
know.
shot.
Yeah.
I don't even know if we should play that as a par 4.
Yeah, you
It's quite long there. Not too many people put it on the sand trap.
If we agree to go forward with that, we need to use their better judgment, Steve and Dana, to minimize the effect of the play, but not to close it.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Like John said, especially if the leagues or whoever, they have, a week notice that, hey, next week, 4th hole's gonna be a short hole for a
Yes.
couple of days. They'll deal with
If
that.
you do it on a weekday, start
Yes,
on Monday.
yeah, right. And as long as Dana has some kind of like thing right there when people pay,
Yes.
and those guys reminding.
Before they pay, when it comes to
Yes,
the.
remind these people
side,
that
right.
hole 4 will be a par 3 for the next few days, whatever. It's
I
a
don't know,
lot better
how long
than
do
losing
you think that is?
from where to where.
From the tee to the sand trap in the middle?
The front sand trap, the one that's in the fairway?
Yes.
Let me see,
That's
200
it's
is
110 to the
about
green. It's
225.
110 to the green.
It's what?
It's 110.
10. So it's about, so that hole is 238, 438, I think? So
Yeah,
it's
so
about
it's
225.
That could be a par 4.
Or a long par three, it's uphill, yeah, so it could be, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, these are adjacent to the sand trap, so depending exactly where you put it, somewhere between 150, 220, somewhere in that range, right? So the 150
Well, I
marker.
mean, that's.
whatever.
But,
You know, we can decide that after.
It'll be certainly better than nothing.
That's
We-
right.
We can decide that after, when we talk to Steve and the guys there working exactly where we're gonna put the green, and then we'll determine if it'll be a part 4 or part 3.
Yeah, what, I mean, I don't think
I mean,
that's a big issue.
that's the only way. Or else it's gonna cost you more money, because
Because you
they gotta
close.
stop every 9 minutes.
Well, and then it costs you more money if you close. You
Yeah.
lose
No,
money.
no.
Right.
Yeah, of course.
So that's, we're looking at, and the reason why we bring this up, because the gentleman who's gonna perform the works needs 3 or 4 weeks to order the parts.
Okay.
So, and we hope to get this done in April. So the weather's still questionable anyway, and
Yeah.
see how it goes. So that's replace the 3 isolation valve in, on number 4, number 7, and number 13 for a cost of $12,016.
Any question on it, Tom?
No.
What's that?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if you were waiting to ask
No,
another question.
I'm good with that.
You need a motion, right?
Yes, yeah, but I just want to make sure you didn't have any questions, so.
Oh, we can do it after.
Okay, yeah.
I make a motion that we approve the $12,000 to do the three valves.
Second.
All right, motion and second, just want to ask, anybody got any further questions?
My only concern was, like I said, as long as the people coming in know that that's gonna happen.
Yeah, we will notify them.
Even like a week or two before, if
Even if
we put up a
you,
sign.
even if you put it on the website,
Yep.
have Dana put it on the
Have to put a
website.
note on each cart that goes out.
Or it's either that, you can put a sign right inside and then
Yeah, how
refer
many?
to the sign.
You're right, but I don't know how many people read.
Yeah, but have one date and tell them at the same time.
Yeah, and if the leagues have started, Dana must have been the league manager, so to speak, to make sure they know.
Yeah.
All right, so we haven't voted, so all in favor?
Aye.
Then F, but F is the cart path replacement.
Boy.
Handout number 8 is an explanation from Steve to me of the various project that he is proposing. Page 10 is to do the bump work on number 2.
Left side,
Is eliminate the left side bunker,
2 of them, or 1 of them.
one. and
Okay, the
redoing-
furthest one back.
Redoing the center one and the front.
All right.
Now, Mark Mudgeon suggests that we would eliminate one, the back one and the front one, and just redo the middle one.
Make it bigger.
Yeah, well, and clean the whole thing up, yeah. Not much bigger.
No, it, the front one, yeah, I can see that, the back one. Concern with that is that depending on how that slope goes, when you repair or gets rid of that back bunker, you're gonna end up kicking balls to the left over the cart path down into that
Waste area.
waste area.
For the back one?
If you eliminate the one to the left, the furthest one back.
At the back left?
Yeah.
There's 3 of them, right?
There's
Yeah.
3 bunkers there. We already did the front one. That's in front of the
Right, right.
thing. But the only thing I can see here that I voice a little opposition to it that is the cost. I mean, we're not gonna make bunkers out of cement there, right? And then this is $12,000 for the bunker.
Yeah, well,
We're looking at 20-some thousand for the old 3 bunkers that we suggest here. You're looking almost $40,000.
I think it's crazy.
It's crazy, in my opinion.
And the bunker work on number 10,
The front,
which is handout number 11, number 10. He wants 13,000 to redo the right bunker on 10,
okay, yeah,
and 12,000 to do the right on, the rear right on 10.
so, okay, so the front right and the one further back on the right. The front right one's a mess.
Right. it needs to be
It's
there.
steep, it always erodes when it rains.
They just gotta reshape it. We asked them a long time ago to rebuild the head
Yeah.
and make it come up to that point. They've never been done. So, and that's why it keeps going through. But I just can't see spending that kind of money.
And Mark Mudgeon says to redo the front one and to eliminate the back one on the right.
Yeah,
Again, to look at bunkers that don't really serve a whole lot of purpose.
eliminating, the thing with that is, I mean, depending where the flag is, that all comes into play. I don't know. The one, I know that number 10 needs, the
The
front,
front bunker needs to be,
it needs work.
and I don't think, you think the third one really comes into play?
The back right?
The back one, right?
Yeah, I don't know, you know, I mean, it depends where the flag is. If it's to the right side, yeah, it comes into play. If it's to the left, no. You know,
Yeah, I can see that.
the front one, yeah, it comes into play no matter where you are, right or left. And I actually think it's the slope on that's too deep. You know, and you get that erosion all the time. So either flatten it out, I don't know, that would be my theory, but.
Oh, I think that's what they recommend, they wanted to close that one out, the back drive.
Yeah.
And, but the price to close it was, I forgot already what it was, what did he say? What? To close the back on 10. That was,
Well, he doesn't want to close it, he wants to redo it.
redo it. There's a ridiculous price again, though, now in two to close it.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to make a motion that we hold discussion on both of these bunker work until we get,
I think we all should go out there and take a look at
Right.
number 10 and number 2 bunker.
Yeah,
Because like I said, if you're on that left side and that bunker's not there, and depending on what kind of slope he makes, the ball's gonna kick
And it
over
goes
the car
into the
path
trees.
into the freaking waste area, and you're gonna have a lot more issues with people looking for balls than being in the bunker. The bunker's there to save that from happening.
Right, that'd be a lot worse.
Huh?
That'd be a lot worse having to go across the path and down.
Exactly, and it's all bush,
Right.
brush, and so I,
that shouldn't take a lot to reconstruct it, I mean, but I just can't see all that money.
so we're gonna hold on 10, on both 2 and 10 to
Okay.
go out and look at this.
yes,
Especially when you go to on the quote, the list of 9 things that are not even included in the price. I mean, I know that our guys can help,
Right.
but still, all those, looking at that kind of money, and then all those 9 things that are still not even included in that
Right.
price.
Well, I was just thinking this before. The third thing he wants is a digital mapping of the entire irrigation system and the course features and structures. And he has a proposal on number 11, page 11, to do all of this, either on CAD or whatever, $6,200. Now, if we do these things, it's gonna be permanent, and on CAD, so instead of losing all the blueprints or whatever we're trying to store.
this was never done before?
20 years ago.
Well, yeah, right, we didn't have GPS and all that stuff, but.
So he's just bringing forward that this is a good thing to do.
There must be some kind of plans, right,
That shows all the irrigation.
that locates all this stuff.
I believe so.
Yeah, I think they have that. If I remember correctly.
So what would that do? Just put it on a,
It's just another toy, so you can do with your phone.
so instead of taking the original plans out, you got it right in front of you.
Right, so it's got, it defines what the work and expectations are, so.
Close to 20 years, yeah, I understand that, but you know, how much change went on from, as far as sprinklers and from 20 years ago?
But he's had a few though.
Yeah, okay. I don't know.
It's not something that needs to be done now.
No.
Might even be able to wait until the debt is paid off. It's 7 years away.
I mean, my first reading of this, I think this is something that, maybe we wait and see how another year pans out.
Right.
Right,
No, something
yeah.
that, right. Would it be nice to have something like this? Yes, but it was something that, if it was something that you needed to rely on a regular basis to do your job, that'd be one thing, but it seems like it's just more like.
Isolation jobs.
Right.
Nice to do that.
You have another year like you had last year, this year.
Do we need a motion to hold the bunker work? No?
We need a
I think
motion
the lack of a motion to act on is a.
we need a motion to approve things.
Okay.
Next on his list is the car path work on 15. We do have a quote of $9,500 to replace the car path all the way to, tie it up to the car path by where the restroom is.
Where the houses are?
Right.
Okay, yeah, okay.
And the reason why he's bringing that up, he got that quote from DPW, and if we're gonna do it, we need to schedule that, when that's gonna happen. The other one is the path work around the driving range and the clubhouse.
Yeah.
It's all torn
That
up.
one's good too.
That is $6,500. And again, if we're gonna do that, we need to give DPW the heads up so they can coordinate and schedule. And he has other car path out curbing on 3, 10, and 18. I'm not sure what that is or what his estimated cost is.
I think that's another thing, we should probably go take a ride out there and look, because there's more than what is here that needs to be done. There's a big freaking swale in number 7.
Right.
Right,
There's another one on number 9.
right. And there's one on,
8 is
Eight's got
a mess, so we
Yeah.
just figure out what we're gonna do there.
yeah, I think we should go and
10
assess it.
is okay. 11, well, yeah, 11, we don't have anything.
Adam doesn't have it.
12 is new.
No, 11's got one through the path up to the T.
Yeah, that's okay though. I don't
But
think there's
nothing with that one.
13, 14.
Well, 11. That was the part 3.
And then it picks up in the green again. on the 11th.
Also, Ed, there's one, if you're going down
I'm sorry,
hole,
12, I'm sorry.
hole 2, when you get to that opening on the left side, it's all corroded.
It's all chewed up.
Yeah, 2 needs work.
Well, the question is, do we want to go forward with the work on 15 or on the, around the driving lane and the clubhouse? Because that's probably all you could get started, get done in the March, April time period before we, get into the season. The other time would be late in the fall.
Take care of the other ones.
So we can tour the areas and get a more specific analysis of what needs to be repaired.
So okay. What is cart path 3?
But where?
I don't know, what's he want, a berm?
Cart path curving?
Yeah,
Like a berm?
yeah. The curve in that goes right up against it, so you
What's that, so they won't
you
drive
can't
off the
go on,
path?
so you can't go onto the ground.
Oh, the breath. You know, how fast they damage that?
And that way, when you.
Plus the
bring
carts, how
curve-
much damage it would do to the
curving up,
carts?
You fill in right to it and the mowers can go, and you don't have any other things that needs to be cleaned up. We need to get more, personally, I need to get more detail from him on 3, 10, and 18.
On number 7, yeah, I think so too.
So the one I'm proposing is, do we do 15 or the range,
One or the other?
or both? If they can do it, time limit,
How much is number 15?
15 to 9,500.
Well, that's kind of a long way, so.
Oh, that's from the teeth to the houses.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's-
that's the thing. And then the curb.
And 6,500.
And the circle there, it's a mess.
Right. You know, and that's close to the tent. And that area.
It is that, which I don't know, I'll ask a question. Near the one near the driving range, is it roots coming up?
I think
Yeah, well, 15, there's no roots, it's just a flat.
so. Right.
Right, there's a fence
Yeah.
on one side. The other one is the roots they have to cut them.
Yeah, well, yeah. As long as within.
Maybe, maybe, I mean, it's just broken up, maybe they can use the base and just put another one on top.
There's no guarantee the roots aren't gonna come back. But,
So on 15, right, there's no existing pavement now, so for lack of a better.
We get that process.
Right, it's all.
Process.
Process.
So you just need to rip that out.
It goes to the tee box, right, and then it stops?
Right.
Okay, yeah. So, I agree with that one. And I agree with
That's
the other
awful
one.
bumpy.
Oh, yeah. And when it's dry, it makes a lot
And the
of.
driving range, when you come out of 7 and, out of 5th,
It's not, I say, now that he's allowed carts on 15th fairway, it's not as bad as it used to be where you gotta stay on the cart
Right,
and it's a bumpy ride.
yeah. No, they both need it.
We would take these out of that capital.
Correct. So it sounds like we got enough money right now. Question is whether you want to do that.
I think that's two that we should do. And then the other ones, I agree with,
We'll do some more investigating.
with John there, that we should go in, and we gotta look at the bridges too, when you go into the bridge.
Well, that's
Some
another
are bumping
issue,
the
yeah.
holes.
Somewhere down the line, that's,
Yeah, that's gonna be,
yeah.
The bridge is okay, it's just when you go into it, there's always depressions there.
Yeah.
You gotta look at that.
Well, like I said, in the fall, if we can repair the ones that need it,
Right,
that'd be great. Go through it this year and hopefully repair it in the fall.
no, the thing I would like, we talked one time, we were discussing there, like on on 8, is that little patch that is breaking
Oh,
up.
yeah.
I mean, you should get something and fill it in, not just leave the hole there.
There's still that thing with the drainage there.
Yeah, well, that's a big problem.
That's a lot of money, probably.
Yeah, oh, you gotta go, he wants to cut all the trees there.
Oh, the trees again?
So I'll make a motion, 16,000 to do number 15 and number in the range area from our capital.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll second it.
you got a motion and a second, all in favor? Yeah, so think those two make sense off of that list of 7 for right now.
I got a question that people have been asking me. Now, I know we kind of like held back on tournaments. What is our goal, or what do you think we're gonna end up doing if people come back, like the fire department asked? I saw Randy the other day, he asked about it. I said, well, I don't think in June you'd be doing it. Last year they did it in September. Are we still,
But we agreed not to do it through June.
okay, so anything after June, maybe?
And then evaluate the situation.
Okay, all right, well, I think I told him that, so. But he come up and said that that's fine,
Right.
September's won't be a problem for them. But like the Old Colony thing,
Right.
they're gonna have to,
Well, when we discussed that with Dan, we said if there is a situation that you recommend we do something special for them,
Yeah.
like Old Colony,
yeah.
to bring it before us.
When you normally have it?
May,
It's early, right? Just-
yeah, May 2nd, weekend after Mother's Day.
Yeah, usually around 15, 16, something like that.
Yeah.
And then I forgot that's when the what, Monday or Saturday.
Well, the thing, it's been going on for so long, it fills up real quick. And then people come here,
Yeah.
so where's that stand, I mean, there's a lot of ifs out there, so, I'll relay the message.
I think be open by then.
You?
Yeah,
Yeah, well, okay, well, you can fit 160 people in there, right?
Yeah,
And that's usually
in
about,
given distance.
that's about what you get.
Right after go, we use the porch and
Yeah,
spread some
yeah,
out.
yeah.
So
Well-
basically, I would say any long-term outing group that sees a real need to have a full field or something like that.
Yeah, well, it's,
Oh, they gotta do it while school is on. and-
the cause, the fear with that is that if you let one, then what happens?
Right.
You know what I mean? Well, how come they got in?
Oh, they're part of the town.
Yeah, I know, but there's there's a lot of people can pull that same card. Hey,
Right.
Little League, this, that. No.
Oh, this is something we have to do.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anybody got anything else?
We got you through in time.
Good, I appreciate it. Because we don't normally ever have meetings on Thursdays, but they are this week.
See, we ain't even get 10 minutes to post it.
Whoa, record time, boy. Huh?
Do we have a need to
Yeah.
set a meeting now, or you want to just kind of see how things turn out?
We should try to schedule. We need to coordinate with Julie and see how we go about presenting this to the Board of
yeah.
Selectmen and when.
Ed, did you get that paperwork?
Not yet.
Not yet? I think the majority of the people are back in the town hall now working again.
Full time?
I think they are, yeah.
Is it open or still closed?
No, it's
They're
still
open.
closed.
You have to follow the protocols for everything, but
For what?
mask and
Oh,
hand.
Today's February.
You have, I think you can call in and make appointments to see different departments.
There was one question we do have is opening day. When do you want to open? And when we left in the fall, the direction that Mandy and I gave Steve and Dana was to open as soon as we can. Take advantage of any revenue that we can generate.
Yeah.
And Dana sent me another email, asked me, when do you want to open? So we
Soon as the
can
snow's gone.
reiterate it that Steve and Dana need to get together and decide when we can open.
Exactly, I think as early as is like
As
safe
possible.
turf-wise, so to speak, as we can.
Well, some of the courses are open just for walking. The country club is open just for walking.
Yeah. There's still a lot of snow up.
Don't, we always start out like that, don't we? Just for walking?
No,
I-
really,
If it's wet, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's equal.
Go up, so we'll try to encourage them to schedule, meet to get together and determine when they can open.
Okay, and obviously, it's always weather dependent, right? I mean, if the weather
Right,
stays
right.
seasonable, then it'll be fine. If all of a sudden we get head into the snow, it's gonna throw everything off.
yeah, you can't depend on March for being good weather for golf.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
you
well,
can't,
they
not
say-
even April.
I know.
You know, it's-
They were saying the other day that March, on the news from the weatherman, he says, so a lot of people out there, because we got a couple of days at 50. So the guy that in Channel 5 there,
Yeah.
he says, don't forget about March, sometimes can be the most snow month of the year. So,
Yeah.
but I agree that we should open as soon as the two guys see feasible to open. Go ahead. We start just carts on, by carpets and walking.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I agree with that.
I don't think that needs a motion, because we've already discussed that that's what the intent has been,
Yeah.
so, right?
Next meeting,
So, Thursdays in March, starting in a couple of weeks, are 11, 18, and 25.
218.
March 18th?
That's okay with me. March 18th? March 18th.
4 here?
Sure. Yeah.
I won't be able to make it on them.
Oh, no?
I'm going for a glaucoma thing, cataracts on the 18th. But
We look for a different date, but,
at 9 o'clock in the morning, so I don't think I'll be able to, I won't be.
have a good night.
What's the next?
the 25th is the next Thursday.
Oh, you can't, sure you can't. We're gonna change, not the 18th?
Well, Bob said he can't make it, so I'm not sure
I
why.
can't make it on, I have an appointment for cataract.
25th?
Fun.
That sounds like it.
All right, 25th?
25th.
25th.
Same place, same station.
Yep, same bat time.
Okay.
Motion to adjourn.
I'll
So
second it.
move.
By Manny, by Bob, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.